Hi, Jane Doe. Welcome to the show this month. We had a little technical difficulty. The show's going to be up later. We're coming to you live this time from the Sub-Zero Wolf showroom in Scottsdale, and we're really happy to be here. It's a beautiful kitchen. It's fall. The weather started to get nice, and everything has to have pumpkins and spice and nuts, it seems like this time of year. So I'm going to do 2 treats this time that are really easy, really impressive, great little bite-sized things to take to parties that are perfect for this season. Now, Andy is my baker. Of course, I have Tramps and Thieves here in studio with me today, like always. And I'm going to have Andy come and join me, and Andy's going to help with the pecan tarts that we're going to make. Andy's the baker.
Hello.
All right? Andy makes pie crusts a lot of times, but he knows I'm a little bit of a cheater because I'm usually doing a lot of stuff, and I think it's just fine to use prepared pie crusts. And it makes it really simple, and then it's really workable for people to do. I like the Pillsbury pie crusts. You just open them up and roll them out on the counter. You're going to do a lightly floured surface, just like when you're making your pie crusts. I usually I have these great Norpro tart pans over here that I love. Each one makes 2 dozen. I have enough to make this whole thing. The whole batch of this is going to make between 6 and 7 dozen. Do you need a little knife to start it?
Yep, probably. It's a little sticky.
You make pie crusts, don't you, Andy?
Yeah, I make them myself, but that's just sort of for fun. You don't really have to. So
Okay, I don't have a little knife. How
it's
about
just started ripping on me a little bit.
put it aside. Let's use the other one and I'll fix it. Do they rip on you, when you make them?
Yes, they do all the time. And you just put them back together and roll them out again.
Hey, this one feels colder than that one.
Try the other one.
We're going to roll them out. They're a little cold. Hold it in your hands. Your body temperature by itself will get them started to warm up. You'll start rolling them out. Each one's going to roll out and do about 19 of a 2 1/4 inch pie crust thing. When Andy's going to get that started, I'll go ahead and start over here on the filling for the pecan tarts. I've done 1/3 of a cup of butter, and I melted in this little container here. I've got 3 eggs that I'm going to put in my jar, whisk them up a little bit before I incorporate the rest of the stuff. These are so easy. Take the other ones out too, so we'll have them ready. 2/3 of a cup of sugar into your 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. I've got a teaspoon of vanilla. My 1/3 cup of butter, I put it in here and I want to slosh it all around so it gets on my sides really nice. Because now I'm going to put carob syrup in it, and it's really sticky and it sticks to the sides of your containers. So this way, it's going to slip right out of there really nice for us. And it's 1 cup. Did you like pecan pie when you were little?
Yeah, I did. I like it a lot, actually. It's fun.
I
like making it too.
Hey, Andy, that stuff seems very easy to work with. How's that going?
Yeah, it's real nice and simple here. It was just a little cold, a little bit too cold, but I think it's warm
And that's
enough.
the hard thing too, like, because your pastry crust, it's better to have it cold. When it gets too warm, we were worried about
It sticks too much.
the lights in here. Okay, so all this was again was our beaten eggs, sugar. Ooh, I was messy. Sugar, vanilla, butter, and our corn syrup. Now, when you do a traditional pumpkin pie or pecan pie, you've got the nuts in it, but I don't like to put the nuts in the mixture on this because then they won't go evenly into your things. They don't get the right ratio and they sink to the bottom. So there's your goo whenever you get those finished.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and have Emmett come over too. And Emmett is usually the one who likes to cook and make dinner and stuff. But he told me something last time after the show, and it made me kind of laugh because he's gotten so much more confident about cooking. He said, Jane, I think I could even make a cake with you in the kitchen. So I decided to put him into the test this time. So Emmett is going to make the wonderful pumpkin pie cupcakes that we're doing. And they're super easy. And I'm going to have you set up over here at the mixer to begin with. Okay. I've already got his 2 sugars in here. And the pecan pie recipe is on the side already. The pumpkin pie will go up later. This has got 1 cup of white sugar in it and a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. He's going to add all of the wet ingredients, which are the 29-ounce can of pumpkin, a 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. I've got him 4 eggs already set up and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And you just want to mix that until it's all...
Can we call it a shot of vanilla?
A shot of vanilla, a shot of vanilla, a 2-shot of vanilla, and incorporate them.
double.
A double. Mix them until it's nicely
right.
incorporated, and I'll get your dry ingredients ready. This one is so easy too, and it's amazing that the consistency of them are just like pumpkin pie, but they're like a cupcake that you can hold. So I started off here with 1 1/3 cups of flour. I've got about 4 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice and a teaspoon of cinnamon. We've got salt, baking soda, and baking powder. All 3 of these things are only a 1/2 teaspoon each. And you know, when you put your dry ingredients together, you want to do it so that they incorporate evenly into what you're making. So our wet ingredients are already done there together. This dry that we've incorporated, that way it's going to mix into our wet ingredients nicely. How you doing, Andy?
Pretty good. It just needed to warm up a little bit, and it's working fine.
Hey, Jane.
Yes, Scotty.
Hey, it's me, the leader of the band over here. I couldn't help but notice, as Emmett's working back there, his elbow seems a little weird. Your elbow? Is there something going on with your...
Yeah, I got a little something.
Oh, I thought she said...
Did you see that?
I did not notice.
It's called a Popeye elbow.
Oh.
I've been working it out, just that, exclusively.
That makes me think of an episode of Family Guy that was just on recently when Popeye was in seeing the doctor, and the doctor was telling him, didn't you know that that's not usual to have forearms like that? Okay, so here's all of our dry ingredients we put together. You better get on that, man. I thought you'd already be mixing.
My elbow is,
It's holding you up.
Put some elbow grease into that.
Of course.
You got an excess.
actually, for Halloween, my elbow is going as Jay Leno's chin.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, just my elbow, though.
Nice.
You know our buddy, Jay Leno?
Our buddy Jay Leno.
Yeah, we filmed in the same spot.
So Emmett's got the wet ingredients all over there, which were really easy, nothing hard about any of them. Just mixing them up a little bit to get them incorporated, maybe a minute on a low speed. And I said it's dry ingredients on a low speed, maybe on 2 clicks on the KitchenAid mixer.
You
That's
need to
good.
downshift there,
Let's
boy.
have a look. Oh, that's good.
It looks pretty.
Yeah. Now drop it down.
Okay.
Drop your dry in there. You don't have to take it off. Baking is not hard. Anybody can do it. This is proof.
Obviously.
Yeah. Oh, you're doing so good.
Thanks.
Get it all in there.
All in the elbow.
All in the elbow. Oh, that's good. Pop it back up. Now he's just going to mix that for a couple of minutes. I have a really nice pan too that I love. This recipe makes 24. I can do them all in one. You're going to take your cooking spray, non-stick spray. Make sure that you spray all of the cups really well. You don't want to use paper liners doing this because they'll stick to the pumpkin cake. You could use silicone liners if you had them, but the spray works really nice and they really will pop right out of here when they're done. I'm really big on equal measurement when I make stuff too, because I think that it has a lot to do with the quality of how your stuff turns out. If everything's the same size, it's gonna bake at the same temperature. My mom, I'm always talking about my mother. I'm sure that's mixed pretty good. Did you scrape your sides down?
Not yet.
Put it down, scrape your sides down,
All right.
and then bring it over to me. My mother got me this really neat dispenser, and I love using it for doing these cupcakes. It's so neat, not a mess, and I could really get them to be very equal in size, which I like, with my cookie scoops and all my measurements that I do. I love these things too because I really like things that you can take to parties that don't have to be cut, that people don't need silverware to eat. They're really nice with these things too because I love giving things away. I do a lot of gifting when I make treats, so things that are individual like these or like the pumpkin pie or the pecan tarts are great because they make a lot of real little, and 1 or 2 bites, people really love that as a treat instead of a great big huge thing. So I'm going to check on how Andy
Okay,
is
I'm
doing.
just getting the last one.
Oh
for our
my,
first
you have
tray.
to go so much closer together with those.
We got plenty of
maximizing
Yeah.
Andy.
All right. So Andy's got the whole one filled.
Tray one done.
Now that he's got it all done, I'm going to take the pecans and I'm going to put a half a teaspoon in each one of the little cups.
You could use anything, right?
You could use any kind of nuts. I really like using pecans. I've done them with macadamia nuts too, and
That's good.
they are good. And I've done them with cashews too because I really like cashews.
Cashews, huh?
Yes, I use a lot
Bless
of.
you.
I use a lot of pecans. I use a lot of walnuts. Because the cookies, my chocolate chip cookies that I do, those are one of my favorites. This particular thing has ended up being one of my specialties, and it makes me laugh because I wouldn't eat it as a kid, and most of my recipes are things that have evolved from my childhood.
Yeah.
But this always just looked gooey and yucky to me because it was, what the pie looked like. It
Yeah.
didn't look very appealing. But I really like it in this presentation as the tarts because you have enough crust so that it doesn't seem really gooey, and they're just really popular. You guys have all had these numerous times.
Yes.
Delicious. When I'm going to my little places and I take treats, how I'm always making treats, making friends,
Doing all those nice things. For
doing all
everybody.
those things. All right, so we've got our filling mixture. That was really easy, just a few ingredients. I'm going to pour it into this smaller one just because it makes it a lot easier to pour into the individual cups.
Okay.
And you want to be really careful when you're filling these. It's got caro syrup and sugar in it. It's really sticky. So if you get them spilled over the side, it makes them really hard to take out. And I play a little game with myself because I'm a freak about being neat. And I am really excited if I'm able to do the whole tray without spilling any. And it's my little, without
Little
getting
challenge.
a single dot. Yeah, ooh, like that one is too full. That one is totally going to overflow.
0 for 1.
Well, you guys were talking to me. I'm all excited.
You're losing the game already.
Oh, there. No, that's the perfect one. See, so you, Emmett, can take over doing this while Andy finishes the pie crust.
Elbow in this shot.
Yes, with your elbow.
might
That's
need
going to
to-
be your excuse.
I
If
need to look
you
into my diet.
if you mess them up, that's going to be your excuse, right? You're
Got
going to
it.
go, oh, it's my elbow.
Yeah.
See, so those, you want to keep
Yeah.
it down so it doesn't really overflow.
Not like this one.
Not like that person was,
Gotcha.
I did that on purpose
I
so
know.
that you'd see what not to do.
What is all this extra stuff we got here?
That's my extra.
It's the extra pie
Are you gonna
crust.
re-roll it?
No.
When
I
you
don't-
make
I-
your own, Andy. When you make your own.
Well, I usually don't do the small ones. I do the whole pie
big
crust,
pie.
and then you just peel off the edges and
That looks like I might be
Toss
0
it.
for 1 as
You,
well.
yeah, you are. That was your practice one of
Old
two full.
smarty pants.
Okay,
Looks
into the
Good.
dispenser. It's about 4 cups.
This is not as easy as it seems, Jane.
See, it's really hard. See why I make it into a game? And then we really know who won when you pull them out of the oven, how many you got stuck in there. When I'm making these, everybody at my house is always hanging around waiting because I'm really particular about rejects.
And you sprayed those already, right?
These are
Jane?
sprayed really well
Good
with
thinking.
a nonstick spray. And they are going to pop right out of here. I'm going to bake them for 20 minutes in a 350 oven. And then we're going to let them set out on the counter for 20 minutes to set up. Then we're going to pop them out of this container, and they're just going to pop right out, put them in the fridge for about at least a half an hour. And when you pull them out and put whipped cream on them, they are just the consistency of pumpkin pie. It's really
You know, Jane,
amazing.
I always wondered how you did this or how you make these, so I'm glad we did this today.
Right? You get behind the magic.
Not that I'm going to do it at home, just to know
Well-
how much you put into each little treat. that you
Why
make.
wouldn't you do them at home?
Well, because I do them here.
Well, yeah, because you kind of don't have to, too. I know people who are like that. They don't have to do
That's
it
how my
at
elbow
home.
got like this, Jane.
Because I make them for them, and they don't have to.
I know.
Right.
We bring you the music. You bring us.
That's true. That's the one
donuts.
thing. I always have to have the music going when I'm cooking. That's what's weird about the show, because when I'm usually baking, I have music playing the whole time. But then you want to be able to hear all the chatter I have to say.
Cue the music.
Cue the music. That actually is a wonderful time. why don't you guys go over? What are you gonna play for me today?
We're gonna play a song called Galloping Hearts. It's gonna be on our next record.
On the new record, have
Yeah.
we come up with a name for the new record yet?
We really haven't.
We're kicking around some stuff.
And
It's top secret.
Are we playing, boys? Are we playing anywhere soon where I might like to go, or everybody might like to go and see you?
November 8th at Last Exit.
And now,
That's right.
I have to redeem myself about Last Exit real quick, because last time I did say something about Last Exit and their liquor license, but it's just that I don't know how to drink sake. I don't know what to drink, and so I need them to help me learn. All right, here are the pumpkin pie cupcakes that we did. They're 24. I'm going to put them in a 350 oven for 20 minutes.
Why do you have to drink sake at Last Exit?
Oh, well, their liquor license is such that they only have beer or wine or sake.
Oh, that seems unusual.
There are a couple levels, and it's based on pricing, I believe, why people
Oh, I see.
have different ones. And I hope I did the timer right. All right, the pumpkin pie cupcakes are in there. They will bake up like a regular cupcake does and get really fluffy up out of the container. But then once you pull them out and they start to cool, they'll settle and drop and be very flat, just like your regular pumpkin pie would be if you did it. These two treats, how you guys doing? Oh, let's get these in.
He's fighting with me.
The pecan tarts, also at a 350 oven, and they're going to be about 17 minutes a tray. You just have the one done, boys? Why don't you guys go over and sing, and I'll finish that up. Can somebody out there do a timer at 17 minutes for me? And you're going to go sing Galloping Hearts.
Galloping Hearts. Once
the
again, we're
new-
playing on November 8th, Last Exit,
right.
with the Pistoleros
Banana gun.
and Banana Gun.
Awesome. All right. To the band.
Hey, Renee, they're only words that we say to keep from breaking apart. They're only words, just little sounds we make. Oh, our galloping hearts, our galloping hearts. Renee, for everything there is a time and place. Ours is not right here and now, but we have been waiting. How we have been sent down, 'cause you are erratic and vague. And if you're worried now, be worried always. And if you're worried now, you will be worried always.
Yay!
Yeah.
I like that one. I'm really excited for the new album to come out. I can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And I'm excited to go watch you guys play on November 8th at Last Crescent. That's, I mean,
Last exit.
at Last Exit.
You do have a show coming up at the Crescent too, though, Jane.
In December.
Yep.
December 12th?
12th, yeah. It's a
Well, we'll
Thursday
talk
night.
about that on the November show.
Okay.
Okay, so if you guys want to come up here,
Sure.
do some sampling. Here are the beautiful pecan tarts that we baked. They pop out of the little containers. Wonderful bite-sized little treats. You guys have had those before. And
I'm gonna reach right in.
you try one. Andy, why don't you grab some of the pumpkin pie cupcakes out of this first fridge for me?
Boy, those cook really fast.
It's magic. It's a magic time elapsed kitchen. They take about 17 minutes, you know, for each tray. When you're all done with it, it takes, ooh, thank you. It takes about an hour to get 6 dozen treats. Here are the little pecan or pumpkin pie.
They're so good.
They are so good, right? I
could eat it till my elbow swells.
I'm not good with it. Somebody else is gonna have to do this. I'm having whipped cream problems. Is it stuck?
Frozen.
Is it? That fridge is so cold. That's
It's
what our problem
sub-zero
is.
cold.
It's sub-zero cold. Well, we've got.
Say it's cryogenically cold.
Nice. Here, let's-
Did you try one of these yet?
No, I
Stan's
haven't.
whipped cream.
Thank you.
Em's working on it, but it's frozen.
These little suckers are heavy.
Okay, I want you to try it and tell me because it's kind of weird to me. My mother said she was making pumpkin cupcakes the same day I did these last week, and I knew they weren't the same thing because these are like pumpkin pie filling inside. Isn't it crazy? It's not like cake at all.
No, it's good. It's like a pie.
Yeah.
You're right, totally.
Now, I love making these two little things because they fit really easy with another thing I like to do. We talk about my gifting and the stuff I do. I love cigar boxes. I go to my little haunts, Highland Cigars, and hang out and get boxes. But when I make all these treats, this is such a perfect way. I decorate them. I do decoupage. I love Mod Podge. It's one of my favorite things. And you can decorate these boxes and make them really neat and give your little treats away or take them as a hostess gift or things like that. It's really an awesome gift to take people. I also wanted to talk about one other thing really quick before we go. We got to talk about my skirt, my Dia de las Muertas skirt that I made. You know, I'm always wearing these. I love these circle skirts. And I wanted to mention that I am doing a class this Saturday at SAS Fabric Superstore on 19th Avenue. You can find their site on Facebook for making circle skirts for Halloween because everything is sexy whatever. And I know a lot of gals that don't want to go as a sexy nurse or a Border Patrol agent or something, and they want something a little more appropriate. I love these. You guys know I have about 15 of these. I love making them. But it's a really fun class. SAS is a great place, great fabric. It's a lot of fun. If you're interested in doing that, I know it's right before Halloween, but you know, fit it in on the 26th. Go to my webpage, which is www.JaneDough.com. Remember, it's D-O-U-G-H, like for cooking.
Clever.
You can always find these guys, Tramps and Thieves, on their Facebook page, links to them on my Facebook page. They're playing again, like we said, at Last Exit on the 8th. I want to thank our sponsor this month, Michael J. Shue, attorney. We'll put a slide up on him, family law. We also want to thank Sub-Zero Wolf being here today. These boxes also can be found at the Bee's Knees, which is a really neat artist place. They do live music somewhere at the Hive. It's on 16th Street and Cypress. Yep. Awesome, Scotty, in the hood, in Coronado. So if you are interested in getting some of the specialty boxes I've done, you can always go into Bee's Knees and have a look. You can contact me on my webpage, Facebook, watch us on Ustream, watch us on YouTube. And we're going to be back to the third Thursday next month in November. And you guys will figure out what you're going to sing and do.
Yeah.
And we'll see you then. And Emmett is going to be at Fifth and Wine in Scottsdale this afternoon.
Yep.
And I might
6:30.
at 6:30.
9:30.
Yeah, 6:30 to 9:30. I was going to say I might be over there, but I don't know.
Bring your
Yeah.
circle skirts. Is
My-
this your interpretive dance or?
Yes. Yes. It's very.
He's been. I don't know if you know that. He's
He's been
doing
taking it, and I wanted you to take dance lessons with me, and you wouldn't.
Well,
You
solo thing.
it's a yeah.
So you're lucky I didn't ask you. You're the perfect type. He's the solo interpretive dance.
Yeah.
But thanks again for joining us on Jane Doe. Please make the pumpkin pie cupcakes. They're really easy.
Delicious.
And the pecan tarts. They're all really easy. Have a safe Halloween. Thanks again to the sponsors. Check us out, follow us, like us, and we'll see you in November. Thanks. Bye-bye.
You guys.